Good evening and welcome to Watchmen on the Wall. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're at the All-Star Theatre here in Cape Town talking to Timothy Feeder at the launch of the Sounds of the Nation, which is a new music movement or initiative that you're launching in South Africa. So Timothy, welcome to Watchmen on the Wall and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we want to talk to you about this initiative, Sounds of the Nation. What is it?
Sounds of the Nations is all about empowering local artists and releasing their sound not just to the city of Cape Town or to the city that they live in, but to the nations of the world.
What motivated this initiative? How did you come about it?
Yes. About 3 years ago, I was myself, as an artist, I was very frustrated. I felt, I've got all these songs that I felt needed to go out there and be released to people and to the nations. And, I kind of came to a place one morning where I just felt it's time to pursue that. And I think, like anything, when you have a passion and a vision, it's not so much the passion and the vision, but it's more the action to take that passion and that vision to make it a reality. And so this was October 2010, where I just told my wife, I think it's time now. And so I journeyed on this venture to to record my music and to put it out there, and I realized how tough it really is. As an artist, musician here in Cape Town, in South Africa, it's not the easiest thing for us to do.
Why do you think that is?
I think firstly, the music industry in Cape Town, and particularly in South Africa, but mainly in Cape Town, has really had its rough rides, and I think because financially we don't have all the resources that other cities have, other nations have, and so for an artist to record their music, they either have to fork out quite a bit of money, or they really got to have a lot of faith.
Now, are you talking across the musical genres, or are you just talking particularly praise and worship? When I ventured this, I thought to myself, I wonder how other guys are doing. And I realized in Cape Town, even in other genres, not just praise and worship, not just gospel, but even in the jazz scene in Cape Town, which is huge in Cape Town, the artists were struggling. They were struggling, to record their music. And I thought about this, recording your music is like making a record of what you have and then presenting that to people and to the nations. Most artists in Cape Town never get the opportunity to record. Why is that? I mean, do you think there's too much focus on international artists to the detriment of our local talent?
I believe I think you are right. I think there's a need for identity in Cape Town and in South Africa. Identity to understand who we truly are as musicians, as children of God. And I think that was my journey, and hence why my CD ended up being called Complete, and my slogan was kind of like, I'm complete in my Father God. Anything outside of that, I was not complete. I found on this journey that I needed to understand who I was. Firstly, as a Cape Town colored, that became very critical to me when I needed to start to identify what kind of music am I going to be playing out there. And then as a child of God, I realized I needed to understand who I am in Christ, what Father God thinks of me, and not let other words and other people define me, but to really understand what is God's view of me. And so I think identity is a huge thing in Cape Town. I think a lot of artists struggle, and what happens when you don't have your true identity, you have an inferiority complex.
Right.
And so, our music, I believe, should be celebrated like any other artist that is from the States or from Australia or from the UK.
And that is why you've established this recording studio.
Yes.
You want to discover and give artists, new up-and-coming artists, a chance to record and get their music out there.
Yes.
So do you see yourself as a sort of local version of Quincy Jones?
Oh, come
discovering new up-and-coming talent? Because even what was showcased here tonight is extraordinary.
Yeah.
Just this talent here, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, should be
given exposure. I mean,
Yes.
millions of people should hear this because
Yes.
it's good, it's world class.
Yeah.
But they're struggling to get their music out there, and it's a shame. It's tragic, really.
Yes.
And so Sounds of the Nation is going to be the vehicle that's going to get these artists' music out there.
Yes, that's our passion and our vision. We believe, we're kind of looking for the Davids in the fields. Those guys that are sitting out there. They have a passion. They know that the gifting needs to go out, but they might not be in the right place right now, due to whatever the circumstances financially, or most artists end up taking a job that they don't really have any passion for.
That's right.
Just to feed the family,
That's right.
And so we're looking for those Davids in the fields, and we want to be the stepping stone. We know that as Sounds of the Nations, we may not be able to take them to the level of Universal Studios or Sony, but we want to be the stepping stone that will allow those big labels to be able to hear them, and if they get a contract with these labels, we'll celebrate with them.
Amen.
That's our hearts. Yeah.
And are you looking for sponsors? People are interested out there, business people that
Yes.
want to maybe invest in the local talent
Yes.
of South Africa? Are
Yes.
they welcome to contact you?
Yes, definitely. One of the challenges we found here in Cape Town is to find a proper location for the studio. I've realized that we could work from a church, but a church venue doesn't necessarily make it open to everybody, and we don't want to be exclusive either. We want to reach people that would feel comfortable to walk into any studio, to walk into our studio, and maybe not necessarily walk into a church venue to get to a studio.
I understand
And
what
so
you're saying, yeah.
and so one of the areas of need for us is to find this location where it becomes a neutral place where any artist, from whether they Methodist, whether they're Baptist, whether they're Presbyterian, doesn't matter who they are.
Will feel welcome.
They feel welcome. And so location is quite critical. And then in Cape Town as well, the segregation of community. We just find, obviously, we're still working through that as a nation. Particularly in the Western Cape. And so we find that if we choose certain locations, we actually exclude certain people, groups of people. And so we're trying to find a specific location that would bring any person, whether they're from the township of Langa, or whether they're from Constantia, or whether they're from,
The northern or southern
Cape
suburbs of
Flats,
Cape Town.
or northern suburbs, that they will all feel welcome. They all feel, they all feel they can just be themselves in this place where they can come and record with us.
Timothy, I think this is a great initiative. Sounds of the Nation, it's long overdue, it's necessary. There are many talented young people out there
Yeah.
that's looking for an opportunity and a chance to get their sound out there. And Sounds
Yeah.
of the Nation sounds like it's going to be just the thing that
Yeah.
artists in South Africa needs. So stay with us. After this break, we're going to show you some of the artists. Some of them are going to perform for you. And then we're going to take an intimate discussion with their hopes, dreams, and aspirations. Stay with us right back after this break.
This is how it goes. There was a story told long ago about a young man, no friends or foes, and one man with a dream to fly and a heart full of hope who named to fly. And he lived for Christ cause he knew it was a way that he had to live. No pain, no doubt, cause he knew it was a mission that he had to live. But he had a dream within his heart, a dream to fly and reach this dream, take it up to the sky. And one way he had to do it. So do you believe the dream can fly? So do you believe the dreams can fly? Do you believe the dreams can fly? Do you believe the dreams can fly? Cause the saga continues. Do you believe the dreams can fly? Do you believe the dreams can fly? Do you believe the dreams can fly? Cause I do. Okay, so the story goes on and this is how it's told. As this man walked on, it began to unfold. Simple things he had to let go, like his love for money, fast cars, and nice clothes. What he realized, life's too short to behold. So he looked to the Father of creation with eyes full of pain and desperation. No more separation was what he craved. So he got down and began to pray, and this is what he heard. I forgive you, son. He forgave me. Come on and walk this way. So, do you believe the dreams can fly? You can sing if you want to. the dreams can fly? Do you believe the dreams can fly? Cause I do, cause the saga continues. So
I'm talking to Calvin Gopal, or musically known as Recruit, at the launch of Sounds of the Nations, a musical initiative here in Cape Town. Calvin, or Recruit, should I rather call you Recruit?
Yeah, that's fine. Either one.
Your genre of music is hip-hop. Now, is hip-hop, as far as praise and worship concerned, is this a growing phenomenon, or have people accepted it, or is it still trying to get out there?
I think it's definitely growing. It's starting to get accepted. Probably mainly in the last year or two, it started to get more acceptable in terms of, because the generation is changing in terms of who's leading worship and the response to that. So it is growing. It's been a struggle, but it is definitely growing.
And is Sounds of the Nation, is this platform what you've been looking for? Do you think you could get your music out more widely?
Yes, definitely. I mean, they've opened a door that may not have been open at the time that they did. It might have taken me a bit longer to get my stuff recorded. So they have been tremendous in helping me get out there.
So you are recording your music now? You put a CD out yet?
Yes, I've got a CD already, and I'm actually working on my second one right now. My first one was released last year in August.
What's it called?
The Sign Up.
The Sign Up.
Yes, the
and
Sign
that's
Up.
hip-hop? Generally hip-hop?
That's generally hip-hop, yes.
What has the response been like?
It's been really good. I mean, I've had the privilege of traveling around the country, going to other countries like Botswana, you know, and Swaziland, and performing there as well. So it's getting out there, and I'm getting known by other people's platforms.
So I see you incorporate your testimony in your music. You do that often?
Yes, yeah, definitely. It's a way for me to tell a story, and my music is all about my life and what I've been through. And so some of the songs are just real stories from my life that I've experienced.
And so you're available to perform at churches in South Africa?
Yes, definitely. I am available anyway. It's correct, yeah.
We really enjoyed your music.
Thank you very much.
The talent here this evening was outstanding. And in particular, your set you've did. There's a lot of talent in Cape Town, in South Africa, that are not getting out there. And
yes.
Hopefully, Sounds of the Nation is going to do just that. So Recruit, thank you for speaking to us at Watchmen on the Wall, and we expect to see great things from you in the future.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, if a little simple part that goes like this. Royal priesthood, holy nation, to be salt and light to all creation. Can you do that with us tonight? Go with us. Sing with us, listen to this. I've been fearfully and wonderfully made. Washed by your blood to be seated in the heavenly.
Identity's found in you.
Not the right sin, but I'm free to cry out. I've been called out and sold out, that I'm not living by the bondage. You've been so long, He has made me saved. Made me born by His blood. I'm ordinary, nothing ordinary. I'm the ordinary, nothing ordinary. Oh, nothing ordinary.
We're talking to Lawrence Feeder at the launch of Sounds of the Nations here at the All Star studio in Cape Town. Now, Lawrence, I noticed, being a Cape Town boy myself, that your sound is very Cape Town.
That's right, yeah.
And that's intentional.
That's intentional. I was just going to say now. Look, I've been, like you, I'm born and bred in Cape Town. I believe that, us as Cape Townians especially, we can mimic the world out there, the Americans, Australians, all these things. But, and we shy away from our own sound.
We don't mimic ourselves.
There we go. And we're so good at it. And part of the venture or the project is to try and find ourselves in. Look, I've got a lot of influence, musical influence from Israel Houghton to a whole lot of a variety of musicians, but I need to find myself in that. And yes, we're very much intentional with especially the guitar feel.
So essentially, Sons of the Nation is doing exactly what you're talking about now, getting your sound out, which is unique, Cape flavored.
That's right.
Jenny Archong's song, which is more worship, more beauty, Mabel
right.
sounds.
That's right.
Recruit all of these different artists. I must admit that of the 6 or 7 artists that performed tonight, each one was unique in their musical genre. Even the hip hop guy, everybody has a distinct sound.
That's right.
And Son of the Nations is trying to amplify that, get that out there. So have you launched the CD?
I am busy recording at the moment. We will be finishing our tracking, our recording at the end of this month, the end of July, and we are launching the debut single at the beginning of August.
And what is that? What will that be called?
That will be Out the Ordinary. The unplugged version, in comparison to the actual version, you will hear the African / Cape / hip hop / everything, because what we basically wanting to do with this album is just to combine all the different sounds, because that is what we our South Africa, Cape Town, I call us a Pochipot nation, because that's what we are, and that is our sound.
A mixture of diverse groups. So
exactly.
You want all of those elements you want in your music.
There we go, because that's what I grew up on. That's what I know, So
Okay. So I'm gonna be one of the first people to get that album, the first one that
Awesome.
Lawrence Feeder puts out there, because I love Snook flavored music, Cape Town flavored music, and this would be Cape flavored worship. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. I will hold you to that, and I will get that single to you as well as the album in October.
Lawrence Feeder, thank you for talking to us at Watchmen on the Wall. We wish you all the best for your future in the music industry.
Thanks, Edel.
The deepest part of me, I long for a love no one can describe. Now it's your love that I say yes for. I sing with everything inside. No, your love will never fail. It will never disappoint. Your love heals and it restores. Oh, your love covers sin and shame. Even in a broken heart, fills and satisfies my soul. And your love
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Jenny Archon.
We're talking to Jenny Archon, who is, believe it or not, the first worship leader at His People Tokai, Cape Town, and is now recording CDs, a worship leader, getting out there and just impressing people, hopefully, Jenny?
Perhaps, yes.
Perhaps. Now, we just saw your set. That was a beautiful song. And
Thank
I'm not
you.
saying that because you were and worship leader in my church, but that was really beautiful. I enjoyed that so much, and I believe that sound has to get out, and I'm grateful for Sounds of the Nation. Now, you launched your CD recently. What is the name of it?
Love Perfection.
Love Perfection.
Yes.
Okay, and so all of the songs on there you've written yourself?
That's right, yeah.
Now, here's the challenge. This beautiful sound coming from Jenny Archon, I believe, should go around the world. And so, what are the challenges that are facing you getting your music out there?
Well, the challenge these days is, being an independent artist, not being backed by a big label.
Yes.
You have to do everything yourself. And that's tough. I mean, that's fine, and,
And
we're
that you're
prepared
talking
for
about
that.
marketing the CD.
I'm talking about marketing. I'm talking about just doing whatever you can to get your music out there. It's hard to get your music out there,
And so television shows like this can help.
Can definitely help,
And
yes.
so we want to encourage people, please get this CD, Jenny Archon, because it truly is beautiful. Do you think the local media in South Africa is too focused on international artists and not really giving space to local artists?
I think definitely local artists are starting to get more attention from the local media, but there's always room for more. I think especially with more Christian artists as well. It would be nice to get more exposure. There might be a bit of a stigma attached to local music. Just the kind of mindset that it's not really that good. The quality is not like the quality of music that is overseas. And I think that Sounds of the Nations is going to change that, because the level of excellence that was put into producing my album from their side was just phenomenal. Really top quality production.
I have to agree with you. Just what we heard here tonight.
Yeah.
If that is anything to go by, there is incredible music and talent and sounds coming out of Cape Town that people are missing.
Exactly.
Just because they may be, the international artists, again, people are just focused on that and probably missing the gold mine that is right here in their city and in the nation of South Africa.
Right.
So Jenny Archon, it is such a pleasure and privilege to speak to you tonight. We believe that you're going to put out a lot more albums and that you're going to be a great success, because God has given you an awesome talent that needs to be heard out there. I'm talking to Micah Byte, who's performed here at the launch of Sounds of the Nation. Now, Micah Byte, your music is unique. I haven't heard this. How would you describe it?
I would actually describe it as a new sound. I thought about this a while ago, just about we have such a variety of gospel styles, such as your gospel rock, your gospel hip-hop, and your gospel jazz. And I thought, what else can I bring which is fairly new, unique, what the next generation and the generation before that can actually just take from that and think, okay, I can relate to this. It's something that they would engage in. And I thought about house music. I got inspired by other secular DJs by just going around because I liked their production. And from that, I composed my own house music and turned it around into gospel.
So would you say you're creating a whole new sound?
Yes.
Gospel music, centered house music.
Gospel
so
house.
Are you a DJ?
People, when I released this at one of the youth groups at His People, they categorized me as a DJ because of the style of music that I brought. So I didn't have a problem.
So you mix the sound, you put the sound together?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you call it Gospel House?
Yes.
By Micah Byte?
By Micah Byte, yes.
In house music, it's a number of sounds, and how do you communicate the gospel message through house music?
The gospel message is normally throughout the lyrics. Normally the song that I have played earlier tonight, it's called Born to Be Me, which goes about a scripture verse on we were created in God's image, you know. So, I mean, we would be as our normal selves. Normal selves, we can go out, have fun, but then have fun within the presence of God. So that message would be through the lyrics, you know, and then that would carry, the beat will carry that.
Okay, so this was very unique. It was the first time I've heard gospel house music. I really enjoyed it, and I wish you well for the future.
Thank
the
you.
recording of albums and everything. I think there's a huge market of young people out there that would enjoy this music tremendously.
Yeah.
So, Micah Byte, thank you for talking to us, and
Thank
God
you
bless
so
you.
much. Thank you so much. Naidu.
I believe that as Sounds of the Nations, if we're able to reach the next generation and to help them to understand the power of their music that can shift the atmosphere in Cape Town, they would begin to write songs that will shift the atmosphere. Think about this, and this is what I dream of, right? Think about songs that will speak about the unity in Cape Town. That's songs that speaks about everyone coming and embracing each other, enjoying one another. Think about the songs that speaks about people can have hope and life again. That children and teenagers don't need to turn to drugs, they don't need to turn to alcohol, but that they can actually have a vision, have a dream, and pursue that. Michael Thompson, also known as Micah Byte, put your hands together.
I'm talking to Mabel Satoli, a worship leader from Zimbabwe, who is now in Cape Town, leading worship at the Baxter, His People Baxter in Cape Town.
Yes. Yeah.
Mabel, I was blown away with your set and your voice, just your heart as a worship leader. And Sounds of the Nation is a platform that is going to try to get your music to a much wider audience.
Yes.
Have you recorded an album already?
No, I haven't recorded an album yet. We've been working on a couple of songs. And we'll start recording quite soon, actually, in the next month. Yeah.
And your backing band was Tim Feeder and Sounds of the Nation.
Yes, Sound
and
of
what
the
you guys
Nations.
wanted to go into a studio, record something, and get that music out.
Yes.
I think South Africa's got to hear Mabel Satoli. This is a up and coming star, and we need to get your music out there. But in Zimbabwe, is there a lot of worship going on? Is there a lot of exposure for people like you?
Yes, there is. There are a lot of young artists that are coming up now, and many of us were raised up in the church as worshipers, and we've had the opportunity to take what we learned back home, and also learn where we are now in Cape Town. I've learned so much as well. So there's an exchange that's happening, and that's what I love about Sound of the Nations.
So,
Yeah.
so this initiative is called Sounds of the Nation.
Yes.
So what is Mabel Sithole sound?
Mabel Sithole's sound is just capturing the sound of heaven and God's heartbeat for people. And just that language of love between the heart of man and the heart of a human being and the heart of God. And just the amazing exchange that happens when the two come together. Yeah.
So do you write songs as well?
Yes, I do
your
write songs.
Okay. Have you written
Yeah.
songs already?
Yes, I have.
You have a couple?
Yes,
That
I
you still
do.
have to lay the tracks down?
Yes, exactly.
And so what are you planning to call your album?
I've been thinking about it. It's still in the pipeline. I'm playing around with a couple of names now. Yeah, but definitely I'll let you know when I decide on one.
Okay, once you know what that album is going to be, we want to know, we want to showcase it, because we think your sound is unique, it is beautiful, and obviously, like Tim Fed is saying, that we need to get it out there, we need to get this sound out. And some of your favorite worship artists, who are the kind of people that you look up to?
Wow, growing up, Darlene Check stands out for me. I think she went ahead, and cleared the way, literally.
For
her
other
love-
worship leaders?
Yes, and also Kim Walker from Jesus Culture, Carrie Job. Wow, there's so many that I look up
And
to.
locally, in South Africa?
And locally in South Africa, I would say I look up a lot to people like Jenny Chong, who's already part of the Sound of the Nations team.
She's been an inspiration to you?
Yes, she has. And just her love for God, the way she writes her songs, and she really pursues God, and you can tell from the way she ministers. Yeah.
I could tell that by the way you minister.
Oh, wow.
That you love the Lord, and that comes from you as well. That was an amazing song that you sang here. So, Mabel Sithole, we want to
Yes.
thank you for speaking to us at Watchmen on the Wall, and we look forward to the launch of your CD, whatever it's called, and we know that God is going to do great things with you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you.
Because in Cape Town, I believe that the way forward for Cape Town and the artists is to celebrate the artists. We started venturing in networking with different organizations, churches, as well as leaders in Cape Town, and we started realizing in Cape Town, the challenge is not finances. The challenge is we need to embrace each other. So as Sounds of the Nations, we have a vision. We have a vision to see the celebration of artists, the local sound of Cape Town being released not just to this city or to the nation of South Africa, but to the nations of the world.
Many questions, many ask about the sorrows of the past. Many tears have come and gone, but the questions still around. Many questions, many ask about the sorrows of the past. Many tears have come and gone, but the question's still around. Why does my heart break so? Why won't this pain now go? Even the tears don't know
The sky begins to welcome the new day. The morning feels so good, I'm on my way. There's something about this day, it ain't the same. I don't know what it is, I won't complain. Looking at the way the wind blows through the trees, opening my eyes to things I never seen. I'm jamming to this song, put it on repeat. As the clouds begin to move away, the sun begins to brighten up my day. Sun rays on my face, I'm going to a better place. I'm searching for the right that's waiting on the other side. Yeah. Woke up feeling fresh, getting careless. Yeah. About you missing when my mind makes me go blind. Makes me go blind. Speak to the hand, cause now I understand. That overcoming you makes me a better man. Thinking of a life that I have left behind. I ain't gonna drag it into the morning light, making the best light. As the clouds begin to move away, sun rays on my way. Going to searching for the paradise, waiting on the other side. So parties bumping, booze up and lifted high. People struggling, problems multiply. You gotta shift the weight up with your brightest smile. Learn to take hold, cause life is so
Welcome back to the program. We're talking to Andrew and Cameron of CA City.
Yes, sir.
Firstly, tell us, what does CA City stand for?
Okay, C stand for Cameron and A stand for Andrew.
That's simple enough.
It's simple.
But also Cape Town City.
Cape Town
Our
City.
sound is very urban and young and fresh. So it's like a whole combination of things leading to CA City, the name.
Now I love R&B.
Yeah.
You know, I love the love songs and the crooning. And when you guys were singing, and you sing beautifully, you really do. You know what it reminded me of? Brian McKnight.
Oh,
I don't know which one of you, but
Wow.
you reminded me of Brian McKnight, and the vocals and the sound and everything.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with that. I'm standing there and thinking, why haven't these guys got a CD that is selling like hotcakes out there in South Africa? So that's the question. Why do you have a CD, or are you planning to put a CD out there?
Okay.
We basically planning to put out a CD later on in the year. We've done all our songs. We have about 18 or 19 songs that's been done already. We basically just need mixing and then mastering. That's production work. So we're planning for later on in the year to have.
And you're going to do the
something out.
CD at Sounds of the Nation Studios with Tim Feeder?
We're going to speak to him about that still. I can't confirm anything yet. I can't give anything away or say anything. But we will speak to him in that line.
So who's your backing musos for the CD? Cameron, give him the microphone.
I'll give him the microphone.
Okay, our backing musos are ourselves. We do our own we do our own backing.
You play your own instruments between the two of you?
No, we don't. We don't. But we do our own backing
Vocals.
vocals.
Oh, vocals? Okay.
Yes, but when we go live, we will ask Kelly and Ashley, yes, to do our backing vocals.
Okay.
They
And the band? What band?
It depends. We do backtracks. So it depends on where we go and sing. So if they want a live sound, we will ask Reposition to play usually as our band.
And
Yes.
they're a good worship band.
Yes, they are. They are.
Okay. So your sound is predominantly Cape Town, or do you want to cross genres, borders, want to appeal to a cross section of people?
We most definitely do. We're very versatile in the sense that we don't stay in one. We don't box ourselves in. So we try and write in a very versatile way.
So you write all your own music?
We do. Yeah, we do. We worked very closely with two undiscovered producers. The one guy is the beat maker, and the other one did our vocals. So us four worked very closely together, and we did everything ourselves basically. So
who's your inspiration?
In terms of people?
Worship artists.
Worship artists. Wow, that's a question. I enjoy listening to Israel. Israel, yes. On a more local, on the more local scene, Neville D. It's very good. Those are my two.
Okay, I personally, I'm a very old school guy when it comes to music. So inspirational people on the gospel scene would be Fred Hammond and the Commissioners, and local would be Joyous Celebration. Luiso and Neville D. Definitely.
So Neville D. I know Neville D well, and he's an incredible artist.
Yeah, he is.
Have you ever thought of doing a CD or a one track with Neville D, the two of you, see a city?
It never crossed our minds yet, but now that you've mentioned it, it will not be a bad idea at all.
So when you do the track, would you just put the idea by Errol Naidu in brackets?
Yeah, sure we will.
We could.
And here's the thing, I've asked you about local gospel artists, and one of you said Jonathan Butler.
Not one of us?
Said Jonathan Butler.
I mean, like, that is a given.
That's a given.
Yeah, but you're supposed to say it.
Okay, Jonathan Butler. Like, that is a given. Like, every local artist will say Jonathan Butler. And I mean, like, in guys, Jonathan Butler is on our list.
He's a giant.
He is. He's a beast.
You just released a full-on gospel CD. Have you heard it?
No, I haven't heard that yet.
But I think he's going to be happy to hear you two guys.
Oh!
Because, you know why? I'll tell you something. Jonathan Butler started like Andrew and Cameron. A young man looking for a break. He had the talent just like you did. And he worked at it. He lost his way a little bit, but through the power of Jesus Christ, he found his way, found his talent, and God really used him. And so he's using his extraordinary talent to touch many lives all over the world. I believe God can do the same with you. You know, you're just beginning. So how old are you guys, Cameron?
I'm 24, and
I'm
Andrew
24
as well.
You're both 24.
Yes.
So both of you 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of years, lots of experience. But guys, I want to wish you the best. I want to wish you well.
Thank you.
And I think Sound of the Nations is a great platform and initiative to get your kind of talent out there. And hopefully we will help with this show so that people will know that there's so much good music, not only in Cape Town, but I believe in Johannesburg, in Durban, and Timmy is going to work at trying to get all of these people, discover them, get them recorded and get the music out there. So thanks for speaking to us at Watchmen on the Wall.
Thank you so.
So there you have it. We had Sounds of the Nation, the media launch. We spoke to some of the top up-and-coming artists in Cape Town, but we believe as this initiative moves around the country, we'll discover talent in Durban, Johannesburg, Bloemfontein, Port Elizabeth, East London. South Africa has unique talent and unique sound. And Sounds of the Nation wants to get that sound and promote it and expose it to the rest of the world. So thank you for joining us tonight. Remember, you can join us on Facebook, Family Policy Institute, the group, not the page. Click on, I'll let you in, and you can join the debate. If you've got an email you want to send us about any of our programs, please email us at info@Family Policy Institute. Thank you, God bless you, and remember to keep on standing.